Top 5 challenges.
So yeah, my challenge to you is to find some nostalgic cartoons that could be made into films.
Yeah,
basically.
This was good, wasn't it? This is you wanted to do this.
Usually, when we record, we do it on the fly sometimes, don't we?
On the fly, yeah.
And I think we were stumped a little bit, and I thought, this is what I'm going to have in my back pocket. On the off chance Matthew can't think of a top 5 for me, because I would love to do this. And as it happens, I gave it away, because I'm a giving kind of person. I gave you this fantastic challenge, because I think it's brilliant. Because I love rewatching intros and listening to theme tunes to like early 80s or 90s cartoons.
Great cartoon. I mean, not to say there aren't now. I mean, these days they're also amazing.
There's too many. And we're too old to watch them.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Love, Death and Robots. I don't know if that would make
no.
Saturday morning TV.
Interesting enough with Love, Death and Robots,
yeah.
I can't find any reviews for that series anywhere, like any podcasts about it, any kind of Twitter chat about it.
Oh, really?
I mean, there's loads of Twitter about it if you just use the hashtag, but you'd think that there's a lot of TV blogs and stuff like that, and I can't read any reviews about what people think, so I don't really know how I feel about it still. This is an off-topic chat, but anyway,
I'm sticking with off-topic. So from an anime fan, it really harks back to those sort of like Legend of the Overfiendy. I mean, they are not PC correct, but they are interesting and visually vibrant.
Yeah. Have you seen them all?
Not all, but most.
I couldn't stop watching them, and once I'd started they were on. I think I maybe skipped the last 2 and watched them the next day.
I had a chat. You know the one where there's more sex time in this one, but the deep space sleep and he wakes up and
yes,
is that fully CG or is that?
That's fully CG.
Because that face is amazing.
Yeah, the one I didn't think was quite.
The inflection on it was just, and the eyes. She didn't have dead fish eyes. Which
the uncanny valley kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing. I know.
Incredible.
The one I thought maybe was a bit of both live action and cartoon was the one with the aircraft that was lucky or unlucky, and the pilot kept doing the same run all the time on that. And she was an actress that's been in a film.
One of them was definitely rotoscope, though.
Yeah.
Second or third one.
But it was interesting.
Circular murder. That was cool, but it was borderline porn.
That was my biggest problem about it. I mean, I think it was just a little bit too
lurid.
Yeah,
it's an interesting story, and it was amazing to.
There was no need to have the amount of nudity they had in the whole series. I found it a little bit sort of,
Anyway.
But anyway, so the one
that's what we have to do on this podcast is quickly sneak in
a review. Yeah, maybe we'll get sent to the next I don't know viewings.
They're gonna get out of this fucking bunker, mate.
Oh, they won't let us. The overlords hate us.
As soon as we get clickbaited on top 5, then we're out.
Anyway, number 5.
I've gone with Brave Star.
Oof. Straight away, all the good ones. Brave Star?
Brave Star? Speed of the Puma.
Yeah.
Strength
Check.
of the Bear.
Check.
Eyes of the Hawk.
Check.
Speed of the Puma.
Again.
Did I start with
Puma?
What did I have?
Ears of the Wolf.
Ears of the Wolf. Hung up on the Puma.
Well, what great one. What attracted you to this one? Why?
Again, I think it's just the fact that we can do this now.
Yeah.
You can make this absolutely seamless, and it's got everything you need there. Space.
Yeah.
CGI elements.
Yeah.
A good character.
Mm.
No whitewashing.
No.
I want a proper Native American
in
this. Yeah, it'd just be fantastic.
What's the name of the horse? 2020, isn't it?
2020.
And what's the name of 2020's gun?
Can't remember.
Sarah Jane. And you've got the little prairie dog going, "Hey, Brave Star." And you've got Tex Hex, which is the baddie, and there's some
proper bad guy.
He was quite bad looking, wasn't he? Yeah, I love that cartoon. And yeah, you're right. I think it's a He-Man-y kind of premise in terms of like,
but more interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's set on a dusty planet, and there's all that kind of dystopian-y type stuff about it. So you got organic and machine mashed together.
John Trigg's a big fan of Firefly Serenity, and that when I watched Firefly Serenity, it weirdly reminded me of Brave Star because it had that mashup of like proper Wild West type things. They had like family settlers, wagon trains, but spaceships. It was and just to have that again is.
Well, that's the good thing about a western. A western can be set at any kind of time, at any kind of
just
setting.
Isn't it?
Yeah, great choice. I didn't think that was one you would go for, but now you've said it. Yeah, that was a fantastic one. And that's number 5.
That's number 5.
Jesus Christ, I'm going to have a moment.
You might need a hanky.
Right, so number 4.
Thundercats.
Jesus, hang on a second.
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. Feel the magic, hear the roar. Thundercats are loose. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Thunder, 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 Thundercats. Thunder, thunder, Thundercats. Thunder, 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 Thundercats.
How? Tell me. I love this. I love this already. Tell me about it. Why?
So, why not?
Yeah. Well, hasn't they been talking about this for years?
Thundercats have been, and I've seen faked posters, and all sorts for this, and
Brad Pitt as Lionel and stuff like that.
Yeah, obviously he's too old now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just such a great. Again, it's just a good story of battling the evil. They could do the whole bring it to Earth thing, so there's kind of allusions to that.
Yeah.
But you got like Mum-Ra.
The ever living.
A big bad. And the great thing about it is he's got like 2 levels of bad.
Yes.
So he's just like, and then he becomes the ever living
Mum-Ra. Yeah.
What's his
ancient spirits of evil transform this decaying foam to Mum-Ra, the ever living.
It was always something that would get me as a child. Like, I just enjoyed it.
No, I think it was Mum-Ra as the mummy, and Mum-Ra as like this big bad beastie kind of thing.
A different name.
He's fantastic, very scary villain.
Yeah, and Snarf.
Lion-O. And you got Wily Cat and Wily Kit, so something for the kids.
Those 2 actually.
Yeah. Who was your favourite? What Thundercat?
Puma.
Who?
Panther. I got stuck up on Puma.
Do you know who I feel like I am now? You know, you watch the Office, and you got the IT guy, and he's like, "Have you seen Way of the Dragon?" No, you haven't, because that was so and so. Puma. Sorry, who's Puma?
Who's Puma?
You must mean Panthro. Panthro was badass. He was so cool.
He had nunchucks.
Yeah.
Nunchuck people were always my favourite people.
Anyone with the nunchucks, but not just nunchucks with little panthery heads on the ends of them.
Was the Panther House a little Panther House?
Yeah, and he had the Panther buggy, whatever it was, the Panther car.
Yeah, he was the mechanic guy.
Yeah, you can make anything. And you got I had a crush on Chitara.
That's weird.
I've got to say, wow, she was fast and athletic.
What the fuck?
Fast and athletic.
That's what drew you to the.
It's not uncommon for people to have a little bit of a crush on cartoon characters. It's a thing.
She can take her own bits.
Self-grooming is important. So yeah, no.
Finish this off, love.
Did you go as far as casting? Did you go as far as casting, or was it too much for you? You kind of spent after you realised it. Thundercats, I'm done. Pencil down. Pencil down.
And I am done. Scene. No,
it's too hard. No,
it's gonna. I'd like a bunch of unknowns for this because it helps. I think with these, because a lot of the time, sometimes you get hung up with who's that? Oh, have I seen him in that before? Or, oh, yeah, no,
yeah.
I like that person in that.
I've got another question for you. Would you do this fully animated, like a proper CGI Avatar type affair? No, it'd be live actors made up with makeup, prosthetics, or enhanced, like battle angel type thing.
Yeah,
mocap.
Yeah, I like the look of that. So like the Radio Player One type.
Yeah.
Effects and stuff. That way you got the eye pathos.
Yeah, always got that problem.
With Chitara staring deep into your eyes.
But the thing is it worked with. I mean, it didn't work, I guess, very well, but Transformers made the leap, and it's now a massive franchise.
Yes.
Yeah, it's bad, and I think obviously it's getting better, but with the Bumblebee thing, but only because it's gone back to like the nostalgia of the 80s. This is what everyone wants. Yeah. But this
I don't think you need nostalgia with this kick. It's full on.
Yeah, but you've got a trilogy, haven't you? Basically, you've got a story arc that
you want to run them.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you. Let's greenlight that one. Can't get any better than that. Number 3.
Centurions.
Jesus Christ.
In the near future, Doc Terror and his cyborg companion hacker unleash their forces to conquer Earth. Only one force can stop this evil, a handful of brave men. In specially created exoframes, they can be transported anywhere. To fuse with incredible assault weapon systems beamed down from the space station Skyvault. Becoming man and machine, power extreme. Max Ray, brilliant sea operations commander. Jake Rockwell, rugged land operations specialist. Ace McCloud, daring air operations expert. Whatever the challenge, they are ready. The
Centurions. This is a little bit more obscure, isn't it?
This was I had to re-look this up because I remember the cartoon, probably not as detailed as you from this conversation we've had so far. But I just used to love this fucking cartoon, and especially your journey through the cartoon, because so to explain, you had these 3 guys. You probably remember their names.
No, I don't remember their names, unfortunately. No
names. Actually, I can probably say because I did look that base gun now. So you basically have a water guy, an air guy, and a land guy.
Yeah.
And they were battling the forces of evil, and to help them on their way, they would have these special suits. But the suits themselves weren't particularly special; they just had little bolts on them.
Yeah.
But they would go power extreme, and then attachments would form onto them and they'd have different names.
Yeah.
So you'd have all the Doombots. So you had Max Ray, Sea Operations Commander. One of his things was called Cruiser. So Cruiser, Total Blast, Depth Charger, and Seabat with his 4 costumes.
Yeah.
That would attach and do different things.
Yeah.
And like, as you can see, so the Jake Rockwell, Rugged Land Operations, Fire Force, Wild Weasel. I remember that one. That was awesome. That was like a bike. Detonator, Hornet, Slingshot, Ace McCloud, Skynet, Orbital Interceptor, Skybolt, Strato Strike.
They sound awesome, don't they?
I didn't even see that. Rex Charges, these extra guys.
Extended team.
Fuck me.
John Thunder. What a great name.
Yeah, so then they basically become like a little submarine or a land truck thing with these things attached to them. And so for the first few episodes, you'd watch this, and every time there'd be a new one. So you'd see like 8 episodes of this before you'd seen half of the fucking things they could turn into.
Yeah. So it had legs in it, because obviously it's a bit like Mask, where they would.
Mask was nearly on the list.
Oh, because that had the more the longer the series went on, the more characters they'd introduce, more baddies and goodies, and you just hooked. I guess it's sort of like they get you to buy the toys, because I had one of these guys. I think I had the water guy, and he would have bits that you would stick on him, a bit like it's kind of a little bit like Iron Man in terms of, in the latest ones where he calls for Veronica and he gets an extension to the suit and stuff like that, and and you would make the shape of a car, wheels would come on him, and he would, but really awesome. And they looked really, and it's a bit cheesy because I guess it was very American in terms of the way that the main characters were portrayed, and they were chisel jawed, real all American kind of guys.
So, and I think for casting for this one, go the comedy action route with The Rock, Channing Tatum, and John Cena.
Yeah, that would work.
That would work.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a lot of muscle on screen.
Yeah. Number 2, though. Let's go on number two.
I realised I'd been a bit action heavy.
Yeah.
So far,
but good, in a good way.
I went with something. I went with the raccoons.
Yes.
This is the Evergreen Forest. Quiet, peaceful, serene. That is until Bert Raccoon wakes up. Luckily, he has some good friends to help him out. Life would be simple in the forest except for Cyril Sneer. And his life would be simple except for the raccoons.
Especially now, because it had a very environmental story.
Yeah, it was a good message.
It had a strong, bold message.
Cyril Sneer,
he would do anything for a quick buck and was always looking to pollute.
It's Trump, wasn't he, basically?
Basically Trump.
But,
and the raccoons would thwart him at every turn with their wild.
Hey, I'm a raccoon.
And,
I'm just going to do voices at you.
His son, Cedric. Occasionally they'd have these beautiful moments of pathos between Cyril and Cedric, where Cedric was trying to stop his dad being a massive
bird song. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. You always thought, does he love his son? And
and I think the thing that came out of the cartoon is that he loved his son just slightly more than he loved his money, because he'd never really want to let his son down.
Yeah.
But this would have to be like Smurfs kind of mocap, maybe a mixture of humans and CGI elements, because they were such a distinctive.
Yeah, there were no humans in this at all. Basically, the humans didn't exist. This is animals.
Yeah, Cyril Sneer was the human.
Yes, I guess so. What was he? An anteater? Was he an anteater type thing?
A sneer. I don't know what the fuck that was.
He had like a snouty nose, like a trunk type thing, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think he was an aardvark or an anteater.
Pink though.
Yeah, I know. It's weird, isn't it? And he had like 3 pigs, didn't he? That was helping. Hey, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, like 3 pigs that were like henchmen, but they didn't really do much.
They were rubbish.
Mm-hmm. That's obviously all henchmen are.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one. I think it would work. Well, it would be a challenge for a film, but it would be, as you say, to bring it up to date.
Yeah, it's got a good bold message there. You could even do that thing where they did the Smurfs and a few other cartoons where they kind of cross that line, they break out from celluloid into the our world and realise that we fucked ours up too. Maybe worse.
Deep, man, deep.
So
that's number 2.
That's number 2. Number 1.
Number 1.
Children of the sun, someday soon you will become like your destiny. Holds the secret, holds the key. Someday you will find the
cities of gold. I went as high as you. Cities of gold.
The mysterious
cities of gold.
Children of the sun, see your time has just begun. Searching for your ways through adventures every day and night. With the condor in flight, with all your friends in tow, you search for the cities of love. Wishing for the cities of gold. Someday we will find the cities of gold. Cities of gold. Cities of gold. Someday we will find the cities of gold.
Did you ever finish this series?
That's why I wanted to make it into a film. So I know what the fuck it is.
What a long film. There was aliens in this. Did you ever see the ones with the aliens in it?
There was
pink alien
so
guys.
much to unpick in this thing. It was manga, wasn't it? It was an anime. Title, and it had these three. The plot synopsis: there's three children brought together from different backgrounds. They were searching the mysterious cities of gold in a giant golden condor. Ship.
I don't know what it did.
Thing.
I remember when the first time.
Sometimes it did special shit and blew stuff up.
Yeah, because it would have the energy of the sun.
Yeah.
When you don't see it straight away, you get that kind of like halfway through. You have to wait for the condor.
Yeah, it's ages.
Because you see it in the opening credits and you're thinking, what? That's cool. But you don't actually get it.
Not for ages.
I remember the first time I saw the condor, I was like, yes!
My special purpose.
So it ran for a long time. When we talked about this, maybe when we talked about Masters of the Universe, and we talked about how many episodes
39.
you would get. 39 episodes.
Like you say, it's ages. There's probably one that's called I Found a Fucking Golden Condor.
Secrets of the Solaris and New Continent. It ran. It felt like it ran for ages.
But this is something we referred to before. You used to have once a week.
Yes.
And if you missed it, that was it.
Yeah.
You're fucked.
Yeah, you wouldn't. There's no catch up.
You'd have to go. Did you see? What did they find the condor?
And they were about 20 minutes long, maybe as well. They were longish episodes. They weren't like a 10-minute, 15-minute cartoon. This would be just one standalone film.
No, it's going to have to be at least a trilogy.
A trilogy, yeah, with a real big payoff at the end.
They would have found a condor to the second film.
Yeah. Condor's got to be like at least right at the end, like Luke Skywalker in The Force Awakens. You get a hint of him. Yeah. And then that's it. Game over.
What was that?
It's the condor.
But for what?
No.
It's been on the poster since fucking Food One. Because of the Golden Condor, 18.
Episode 18.
Episode 18, it came in by the looks of things.
Maiden Flight of the Great Condor.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was very good, and I did enjoy it. And even though I maybe didn't have a clue what was going on in it,
you probably missed 3 episodes. Because of life.
All I remember is there was towards right at the end when they got to the city, there was a lot of aliens, little alien creatures in it, and that seemed to be a bit strange. But I never saw the end, and to this day, I have no idea how it went.
I mean, like my pick of the other films that we did once, a lot of this is selfish. I just want to see the end of it.
Yeah.
Just want to see the end of it.
Shall we fuck off the Movie Bunker podcast and do like 80s, 90s cartoon nostalgia fest? Just read out Wikipedia for half an hour.
I just think it would ruin it for us.
Yeah.
The nostalgia fest would be gone for us.
Nostalgia pod. Well, that's probably one of the best top 5s, because I think I would have. You could write a top 20, couldn't you? Quite easily.
There was enough.
There's so much to go on.
You could have just gone top 5 action, top 5. You could have done top 5 80s cartoon where the main character has multiple powers.
Yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it? They went for. How many top 5s can we physically do?
This is something I ask myself daily. And right.
So it's my turn then, Matthew.
It's your turn next.
So we're scraping the barrel for ideas now, aren't we?
So if you have any suggestions,
top 5s, yeah.
So my challenge to you, Chris, is top 5 sequels that were never made.
Brilliant.
If we were to draw a graph of my process, of my method, something like this. Sir Ian, action.
Wizard, you shall not pass! Cut!
Sit Ian, sit Ian, sit Ian.
So you challenged me to a top 5.
I challenged you to a top 5 sequels that were never made. Here's the top 5.
Here's the top 5. So those who listen to this podcast on a regular basis will know that what we do is to talk about critically panned movies. But with this podcast, or
It's a sneaky little...
we talk about some other stuff. Good stuff. It's our way of geeking out, I guess, would you say?
It's our chance to have an opinion about something.
So I've chosen my top 5 films that have not had a sequel,
But
made,
should have done.
But should have done. Okay.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
And these are in no particular order. I like
Yours are never in a particular
Well, I like them all.
See? Shitting on your parade.
I like them all.
Take that, you bastard.
Right. Let's do this shit.
Right, go.
So in at number 5,
Good start.
Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh.
Now listen. This was released in 2004, directed by Jared Hess, and starring John Hayder, the great John Hayder, who did a couple of movies after Napoleon Dynamite and then has disappeared subsequently.
I only ever saw one, and he did basically a Napoleon Dynamite impression in it, and that was the only reason worth watching the film. I'm like 100% parched. Can I get a cola or something? A cola?
The Napoleon Dynamite, I tried to do a quote there for you, and it couldn't come out quick enough, is a quotable classic, isn't it?
Oh, it's a stunning film.
And I didn't think I would like it, because it didn't look like, I hadn't got into these movies, these kind of little independent comedies. It was one of the first kind of this kind that I'd seen.
It's an MTV film as well, which didn't bode well when it came out. I was like, oh god, an MTV. But it's got a great soundtrack.
I remember just guffawing all the way through this film. It never lost any of its charm.
And I still get highly motivated when I hear the Penguin Cafe Orchestra music for a found harmonium. It's a great bit of music.
Yeah, but the character's amazing. His family are amazing. Every scene in that film is just bonkers and brilliant. I love the film. I just think that character needed another vehicle. It needed more legs. It needed.
The thing is, as well, is the length of time doesn't matter, because we can just make him an adult now, and because he's still going to be weird and awkward and brilliant.
I just would have liked to have seen him just doing everyday stuff, like trying when he gets a job and getting his chapstick and stuff like that. Great film, and just a shame it just didn't have legs, and it's a cult classics now.
Sure, that's got to happen still. That's got to happen.
I doubt it.
I mean, John Hedder's not busy.
No, he's not.
I'm sure he's not shooting a Blades of Glory sequel.
He's got an identical twin.
Wow.
So that was number 5.
Okay.
Number 4.
Oh, I approve of number 5, just in case.
Thank you.
I will commission it.
Thank you. Number 4, District 9.
Oh, yeah.
Released in 2009, directed by the great Neil Blomkamp. Although I suppose the great Neil Blomkamp might be a bit of a stretch. He's kind of had a couple of failures.
His 2 films after that were so obvious in their political undertoning. It just made it, I don't know, jarring, I think.
But starring Sharlto Copley, who's gone on to do other stuff, and it's kind of his one of his main muses, I guess, in his films. But I just loved this film. It was absolutely brilliant, based on his YouTube short film that he'd made. A lot of the hits and sort of beats off that short film are carried over into the feature length movie. It's got great creature effects that are done on a tiny budget. The storylines and everything about it's gritty. When you watch it, you can almost taste the sand when you're watching it. Do you know what I mean?
Taste the prawn.
Dusty, the prawns, you fucking prawn.
Fuck you, prawn.
And the political undertones of it all, everything about it, the asylum seekers and everything, is absolutely amazing. And in the end, if you remember, he accidentally gets ill or scratched or infected, and starts to turn into a prawn itself. Christopher, calm down, man, calm down, you fucking prawn. But it was brutal movie.
It was brutal.
Really hard to watch, but I absolutely loved it. And there's no reason why this can't be redone. Not redone, but
not redone.
But have a lovely. I don't know where it would go, but I could just see the story evolving.
Yeah, there's certainly scope there. I mean, they could do the classic Crocodile Dundee 2, and go back to the prawn planet, and then the humans are then
maybe they bring some
the underclasses.
So that's number 4. You're welcome.
Number 4.
Number 3, I've got Attack the Block.
Oh, yeah.
So this is not the first time Attack the Block's come up in one of my top 5s, or one of your top 5s.
No, you chose it for a time displacement to the Victorian era.
That's correct, I did. 2009, directed by the great Joe Cornish, one of my man heroes. John Boyega, Jodie Whittaker, Nick Frost starred it. There was talk of a sequel. Or I think Joe Cornish kind of fantasized about how this would evolve. And famously, I remember in an interview he mentioned a scene where you could see John Boyega's character riding a police riot horse, holding a samurai sword through the streets of London, as these aliens, launched another attack on the city or whatever. But yeah, the characters are fantastic.
Fantastic.
And the storyline and the budget and everything, just on paper, it just this would definitely work.
Yes.
And I think he's the best director to do it. He's a really, really good director, I believe, from what I've seen. I've seen one of his films, and it was great. And
you've probably seen more. We've seen as a director, I suppose. He's a writer. He's done Tintin.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic. Really underrated. But yeah, I'd love to see those characters again. And those monsters are proper scary. They were interesting as well. A real good creature feature. I
need to watch that film again. It's been ages.
It's brilliant. It holds up today. They had glow in the dark teeth, didn't they?
I would commission your first one, commission your second one, and commission your third one. Excellent. You're on a roll.
Number 2 then. Film number 2 is Solo, a Star Wars story.
It's an interesting thing you mentioned this one. Yeah. I watched this again last night, and I looked over to my wife like this. Look at me, Chris, look at me. I went, this film is underrated, and it's such a shame that it came out during a period of such malaise for Star Wars, because the two offbeat Star Wars films, we often talk about our love of
Rogue One,
and this are better than the other films.
I believe they've got something about them which the new sequels have.
The only problem is, after watching Fleabag, is I can't detach the two characters anymore.
Yeah, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is fantastic. Directed by Ron Howard. Famously, there was obviously the director switch up during that film. 2018 with Aidan Ehrenreich and Woody Harrelson and many other great characters. Obviously, it had an amazing cast.
Great set pieces in that film as well.
Well, as you said, this was badly.
I didn't even go to the cinema. This is the only Star Wars film I never went to the cinema to see. Such was the malaise at the time.
Oh no, I saw it because I'm a completionist.
I was just like, no, I'll wait. But I just couldn't get to it, to be fair.
It's underrated, as you say. It was badly placed in terms of its release. It would have been fantastic to have it on a Christmas release, let the dust settle from The Last Jedi.
Yeah, give it a year.
And yeah, it's got quite a dark palette to it. I think it could have been a bit lighter and a bit brighter. It's quite
There's some unnecessary character deaths, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, there's a little bit of fridging as well here and there with some of the characters that die without any real reason. Chewbacca's fantastic. He's one of my favourite characters, and the chemistry between the new actor Alan and
Daenerys.
I was talking about between them and him and Chewbacca.
Oh yeah,
on screen he nails that.
He made a very good Han Solo.
Yeah,
it's like it only took a couple of minutes before you were sold and you were believing that an elephant could fly. Wrong film.
And at the end, we do get like a real major setup to a sequel.
Yeah, all the bits and pieces start falling into place.
And I don't know why, but apparently there is a hashtag that's been released to try and get this movie off the ground, like make Solo 2, hashtag make Solo 2. So
not cryptic, is it? I mean, that's pretty much all it knows.
Hopefully they'll come to their senses and make them. They're really focusing now on, from what I can tell from the last Star Wars celebration, on TV content now, and moving away from the movies for a while after this kind of movie comes out.
The Mandalorian looks good, and it's got a great director.
Yeah. So that was number 4. Which leaves me with...
Well, it was number 2.
Number 2, and working backwards again. That's what I do. I like to mix it up. So number 1, Flight of the Navigator.
Ooh.
1986, directed by Randall Kleiser, starring Joey Kramer and a very young Sarah Jessica Parker. Watched this film recently with my kids, and they enjoyed it.
it doesn't really work. I mean, nothing ever really sort of stands up when you watch it again 20, 25 years later.
I remember wanting to fly that ship so bad.
I loved it. It's got little creatures in it. The character of Max, the robot inside the alien car. That's the one. The Beach Boys scene. The Beach Boys soundtrack scene when he's learning to fly it and everything else.
Yeah.
So my idea for a sequel for this one would just be that basically the alien guy comes back and he's maybe a little bit older, or maybe he's not. It's just a couple of years down the line, and he just goes on another adventure through space and time with the Max guy, and loads of adventures they could have in that little alien craft. They could go back in time. They could go forward in time. I mean, the ship could do anything. So
it could.
It's just
back, didn't it?
Got loads of legs. It could even be a fantastic TV series for kids,
like Quantum Leap for the new generation.
Yeah. So that's my top 5.
I liked all of them. Less sold on your number 1, weirdly. I was led with that one.
Napoleon Dynamite?
No, the other way round.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Well, look, I'm here.
I'm going to put these in order. 1, I'd least like to see.
Yeah, Napoleon Dynamite.
Not Napoleon Dynamite.
Flight the Navigator.
Flight the Navigator. It's a tricky one after that. Then I'd go 2, 4, 3, 5. Napoleon Dynamite being the one I'd most like to see a sequel.
Oh, really? I think Attack the Block works best for me. Then Solo.
Tricky.
And then, District 9 maybe. And then Napoleon Dynamite and Flight the Navigator.
But yeah, I mean, if any of those sequels came out tomorrow, I would not be unhappy.
I'd be pretty stoked. And I'd want some cash as well. So it'll be your turn next.
My turn.
Are we going to do another top 5?
We can try.
And I'm sure there's other top 5s out there.
There's top 5s.
So my challenge to you this is a real geeky one. You're going to love this. It's top 5 computer games that have not had a film made about them.
Ooh.
Now,
I thought he was going to go with top 5 superheroes that haven't had their own film.
No. We can do that one instead if you like. But they're bound to happen because basically once after
they're doing them all.
Yeah. Look at obviously computer games to movies are renowned to be poor. We've done one.
They're all poor.
But so I want to hear what you can come up with. And you're a gamer, or you were a gamer.
I'm a gamer, yeah.
You know about games. Chess, Scrabble, you name it.
Name it. Cribbage.
Yeah. Is that a game?
Backgammon.
Beautiful. So
it's not bacon based, Chris.
No, this is your game, isn't it?
Oh yeah, this is a good one. I like this.
Okay, so that's your challenge.
Savor it.
Good luck.
Thanks.
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck.
Top 5 is running away, isn't it? Running away with us, pretty much like the podcast.
I thought this would be clickbait, and I was wrong.
Why?
No one clicks. I don't think we don't tease it enough.
We give the game away, don't we? Well, I just figured that if you want to hear why,
yeah, we're not gonna go. Oh, number 2. You won't believe number 2.
Yeah, I mean it's a difficult thing.
This time around, you will seriously not believe it. Don't look.
Sorry, I didn't see anything.
Fucking hell!
All right, it's a surprise. I didn't see anything. Last top 5 was mine, so I did like sequels that never appeared or not got yet.
I like.
And I challenged you to your favourite thing, which is computer games, and games, Scrabble and Tiddlywinks.
I love a Tiddlywink.
But top games,
top 5 games
to movie
that haven't already been done. Which initially I thought this is going to be a piece of piss. I could give you 20.
Yeah.
But the problem is that a lot's been done already.
Oh, really?
Lots have been done. So many computer game films, but poorly. I mean, admittedly, poorly is the problem here.
Yeah, they're all bad. Apart from Detective Pikachu, which is getting good reviews.
Is it?
Left, right and centre, yeah.
Ryan Reynolds can do no wrong at the moment, can he? Ryan Reynolds.
No, who would have thought he'd be the voice of Pikachu?
Tearing it up.
We digress.
So I gave myself some guidelines. One is that it couldn't be of something that's already been made into a film.
That defeats the object.
That would defeat the object. Secondly, is that it can't be inspired by film.
Okay.
So that basically got rid of all of the Grand Theft Auto series. Is maybe Red Dead Redemption because of the.
I would have thought that was peak cinema.
But it borrows so heavily from already
cinematic.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously there are so many hugely cinematic games that they're almost don't need to be converted. I won't give some of them away, but so it was trickier than I thought it was going to be.
Fair enough. Well, listen, you're the right person to do this challenge because this is right up your alleyway. So hit me with it, bosh.
Bosh. So I'm going in at the start. Oof. Number 5. And this is not in any no particular order. This is the fucking order, Chris.
Oh, you're not doing me. Cop out me. Yeah, go on.
Cop out you. Number 5, Soul Calibur.
Never heard of it.
Oh,
I have heard of this. This is a fighting one.
So, Mortal Kombat, done.
Yeah.
Made into a film.
Yeah, bad film.
Street Fighter. Oof, how has that not been on the podcast?
Well, it might well be.
I think actually that's been 2 films. I think Christian Crick was in played Chun-Li's in one.
Kylie Minogue.
Tekken, I believe they made as a film as well. I think.
Right.
I seem to remember. Dead or Alive, they definitely made into a film. They've been done poorly.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur is a fighting game, but very much like Tekken before it, has a strong storyline arc through it, and it's about a cursed sword.
Okay.
That has sort of great power, so it's tempting for people.
Okay.
So there's this like a collection of sort of 12, 13 or so fighters that bring themselves together to compete and try and win this sword, or actually in an adventure mode go through and defeat people as they meet each other to get the sword. But then eventually the sword corrupts the person that has it in any way. And they turn into a corrupted version of themselves. It just sounds like it would be a blast.
Like a ring, like the ring, you know.
It'd be like, it's like the ring from Lord of the Rings. It's like, I want it so bad. And then, then you go, evil.
Yeah. Okay, sounds good. And so what kind of characters are there? What are they?
So you've got a knight.
Yeah.
You've got a guy with nunchucks.
Yeah.
You've got a samurai-looking guy.
Yeah.
You've got a ninja woman.
Oh.
Yeah. You got like a Greek fighting ninja woman, Greek fighting woman.
Yeah.
You got this weird guy with like knifey hands. That's all weird. Like looks like a Venetian
blind
masquerade mask kind of thing.
So there's lots of different characters.
Oh, plethora.
I mean, this is the thing with these beat 'em up. Is that beat 'em up? Is it what they call them? Is the genre?
It's a beat 'em up.
Yeah, they were. I remember going to play Street Fighter 2 in the arcades in Poole, Dorset.
Oh.
I used to put my 20p in to get another credit.
Oh.
Bosh. Me and my brother used
6 buttons.
Yeah, it was amazing. That kicked off big time, didn't it?
It's like, what the fuck is that? Why are there 6 buttons? There's more buttons than there is controllers.
Yeah. Street Fighter 2 is amazing. You just mash, wasn't it?
They murdered that film twice.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is their chance to get it right. Get it right. Soul Calibur, the film.
Yeah, I like it. It sounds interesting. Colour me intrigue.
Okay. Right. Number 4. I ummed and erred about this one a lot, and I just literally before the thing here tried to do another research to try and get rid of this one off my list, because I'm not sure it really belongs.
Right.
But maybe it does. But maybe it doesn't. But maybe it does.
But maybe it doesn't.
Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh.
Sons of Liberty. It's kind of the first. It's a massive game for the PlayStation generation. The first kind of first massively popular stealth game with but with huge story in this. This is why I didn't want it in there, because it's got huge story and it's almost pointless to make this into a film.
Why wouldn't you choose Metal Gear Solid, the first one?
Because that was just on a NES and it was.
Oh, you mean the PlayStation 1 game?
Yeah.
Well, I agree. Snake.
Innovative gameplay as well. Like the time of the Mental Gear, you had to plug in the other controller, control Snake that way, so you wouldn't know what you was doing. The key to one of the puzzles was on the back of the case and stuff.
And you would be hunting around to try and find a CD case.
Yeah.
Until someone said it's actually on the back of the CD case. I still didn't get it. What CD case?
What are you talking about?
No, the CD case that the disc comes in.
Yeah. Oh, it was brilliant. It was a real...
The thing is, that game was one of the games that I played to get it perfect.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've I've done that with many games when I was able to play games.
I remember a bit in it where to get a sniper shot of someone, you have to sit in a box covered in wolf's piss.
That's right.
Necking tranquilizers.
Yeah. You basically have to drug yourself to stop shaking and get the right shot. Yeah.
Whilst covered in, and you can get addicted to them.
Yeah, that's right.
It's brilliant. It was amazing. And but the thing is, and it's an important thing in all of my films choices here, is that the thing to do and the thing that we have to do is that don't do that nodding fucking thing to the game. Nod. So if they made Metal Gear Solid film, I don't really want to see him in a piss-covered cardboard box.
No. But the
unless it's relevant and unless it's baked into a scene, like actually important, rather than just. Like they made Doom into a fucking film.
And they did the whole first
and they had
person.
like the big fucking gun thing and the first person situation, and it was horrendous. It's just, don't do that. If you're making the film of a game, take the essence of that and film it like you would a normal film. Don't just drop shit in there to try and fanboy it.
Well, the villains are good in this film as well, this game as well, aren't they? Because you've got that ninja guy and.
It'd be amazing.
Disappearing. Yeah, no, good choice. And
But yeah, so I'm the nerd because again, it's very cinematic. But then I think all the ones I picked are, to be fair.
Great choice.
Thanks. Number three, Mass Effect. I know you're a big fan.
Oh, well, this is a good choice because some would say that this is unadaptable. Some would say. This is unadaptable. But why?
But just because it's an interesting universe. And again, we've got an very interesting series of protagonists. It's not just, you haven't just got a big bad. You've got, is the big bad a big bad? Or is the other thing a big bad? Is there other big bads out there? Huge array of characters.
Well, it's a space opera, isn't it? I mean, there's so much going on.
And one of the sort of not key points, but one of the sort of interesting and talking points of the game was the fact that you could actually, alongside the story, you could form a relationship with several of the characters. So it just, you could have this could be a proper LBGT film. Where the sexuality was like undefined. Even you could even make the actual sex of the main character completely androgynous and leave them a blank slate to place your own.
I've got a great idea. What if this was a Netflix choose your own adventure film?
Oh, what, like Bandersnatch?
Yeah, and they're doing loads of other cartoons and things as well. The kids are into them at the moment.
Yeah, but I think then, in a way, you'd almost, it's almost too close to the game then.
Right, yeah.
I think let someone direct it and take you on a good story.
Yeah, it's loads in there. I like the games were phenomenal, but they always get backlash. I mean, the third game was notorious, had a load of backlash from the players. But
to the point that they recut the ending.
They recut and did stuff. I mean, I agree with some of it, but it was a cracking game, and the new one isn't as good. I borrowed a console from a friend to play it, but just didn't have the time to invest in it. But yeah, no, great choice, and you can see that on screen. The aliens are fantastic, and the races are fantastic, and there's so much depth. It's a cross between, Deep Space Nine, well, any Star Trek really, and Battlestar Galactica and Dune.
You could have, I mean, it could be a mini-series, but I mean, let's start off with a film. Let's get it out there.
Yeah, like a Serenity kind of thing.
Yeah.
Good choice, Matthew. Well done. You're doing really well here.
Number two, but number two and number one were the nerd,
Yeah.
the nerd.
Yeah.
Nerd. But number two, Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. Wow.
So there are a million Final Fantasy games out there, but this one is the one that I played to absolute death. To the point that at the end I had a gold chocobo. That wasn't fucking easy to get, I'll tell you that, Chris. The amount of fucking gold chocobo races I had to race, and chocobo breeding, it was insane.
I wouldn't even attempted to do that. It was too hardcore.
It was hardcore getting that.
I bet you're one of those guys who kind of cast Knights of the Realm on repeat to see.
Yeah, I did that.
Bastard. I could only dream about reading that sort of shit.
Yeah, you had the materia that repeated the last spell you did, and the other materia as well that when you died, you resurrected and then cast the last spell that you did. So you'd cast it twice, and then the thing would hit you, and then you'd come res and then cast it again.
Yeah.
You would go and make a cup of tea with that fucking thing started, because it was lengthy.
Well, you've broken a wall here in terms of nerdness. This is ridiculous. We've never gone so deep.
We've never gone so nerd. I've gone full nerd. But for anyone that's not out there, the storyline is
for anyone who's not out there. There's plenty of people that are not out there.
For all the people not listening,
for all that as podcasts go, this is the.
What I meant was for anyone that is not aware of Final Fantasy VII. So most people are aware of the Final Fantasy series. If not, then it's just a fantasy series. Final Fantasy VII is kind of set in this magical world, which is kind of half technology, half magic, and follows the story of a young soldier called Cloud that has kind of got some memory loss issues, and is drawn into like a rebellion against his former employers, the Shinra Corporation, I want to say, and then meets this myriad of characters, and then there's this big bad guy, Seraph, and it's just epic in storyline, and it's one of the first games I played and felt things whilst playing. Not those things, Chris, you dirty-minded bastard.
I know.
But like, it's just such a strong story.
When the deaths happen, when like some of the main characters, some of your buddy characters, when they actually
Game
die.
of Thrones can shit the bed, because this one, this started off with killing the people that you never expected to die.
Yeah, it's a great game. I think it's. I first bought a PlayStation, and this is one of the games that I thought I'll never get into this. It's too much.
There's too much,
and then you end up just getting really, unbelievably geeky about.
My issue is I think it's almost unfilmable because so many people have such. And the thing is, it has that retro thing where in your mind, the graphics and the story and the things that you saw are mostly filled in by your imagination,
because it's very basic, isn't it, in terms of what we see now. It's very not pixelated,
it's
polygons,
like squares,
but brilliant, and loads of nice cool fighting and
the world that it's in is just incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like something like it's got 50s retro-y kind of looking zeppelins and cross between steam engines, and then you've got spaceships and floating ships and
then magic dogs and stuff.
Yeah, it's amazing. Good choice.
Thanks, mate. And number one is Half-Life 1 and 2.
I've never played these games, but these are big PC games, weren't they?
It was
scary, aren't they?
It was I don't know, scary, just really, really involving. It was before this I'd only ever played kind of like find the bad guy, shoot the bad guy kind of first person shooters, and then Half-Life came about, and for like the first 15 minutes or so of the game you've got nothing, and you're just running around this lab which is exploding and falling apart, and like you see sort of like these aliens appear, and they start shooting at you and stuff, and then eventually find a crowbar, which is sort of like the iconic weapon of the series. But the story and the world that this exists in is amazing. So it starts on Half-Life 1 with this alien invasion, and then by Half-Life 2 you've got like the alien invasion has actually completed, and they're kind of in control, and you're in and amongst the rebellion and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And there's several amazing set pieces, and this anti-grav gun and thing. It's just,
I've heard about the anti-grav gun.
And it formed like Portal and stuff, and it was just such an important game. The Half-Life 3 rumours are weekly. They're still talking about it. It's like, maybe this year it'll be Half-Life 3. It probably never happened, but I think it's interesting. I put this one number one above the other one because in terms of storyline and beats, it doesn't really share itself too much with what's out there already.
No, it's unique.
And you could happily make a trilogy of films on this. You could do a Game of Thrones and go past the source material, which is the good thing. So Game of Thrones, obviously when Jon Snow got stabbed, spoiler alert, back in season whatever the fuck it was, that was the end of the books. And then they had to then write thereon afterwards.
They had to write themselves out of that shit.
So Half-Life could literally make a trilogy of films, 1 following the plot of 1, 2 following roughly the plot of 2, and 3 go for your guns, mate. That's all on yous.
What a great top 5.
Mate, I want to watch all those films now.